And we are live. We, meaning me and him, and who knows? Maybe Sir, maybe who knows what could happen in the future. Oh, Sir's down there. All right, and we might talk about Sir today, you guys, so stay tuned. My name is Dan C. Bearded. I'm the co-host of the Doctor's Orders live stream every Tuesday, 138 episodes in a row. If you guys are excited for this show, two things. One, I hope you do. Hit the thumbs up, the like button. Second would be just cherry on the top. If you want to share this out with some friends, just say, hey, you want to hear some fun conversation, meet some cool people? Check out this live stream. We're going to be here till 2, but the live stream replay will live on forever. And this is the Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff YouTube channel. So if you want to subscribe to get involved in the chat, it's always great and appreciated as well. The man next to me just came racing in. He had one heck of a morning. He's got some stories to tell from the vet. We've got some reflections from last night. We've got a new scent to talk about. We normally take a ton of pride in having just a super chill, laid-back stream. Today's got some agenda items, but hopefully that's what you guys are here for, and get involved in the chat so we can get to know you guys. But please help me welcome the beard bun master himself, the double knot facial hair gifted human, chugging that beverage of choice, Mr. Nick Phelps. Oh, he's not chugging it. Nothing's coming out.
No, nothing.
What is it?
I don't know. I found this cup in the kitchen in the office because I had two disparate sources of water this morning while coming into the office, 2 plastic bottles that we had from our road trip. And I was like, I don't want to be juggling these all the way upstairs. So I did what I thought was the easy move, dumped them both into one cup. And little did I know that this cup, it looks like a Yeti, doesn't it? Nope.
Yeah.
It's Sunwill.
Okay.
So Wish Yeti here. And it's got this lid. And when you open it, yeah, that looks open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's open lid, right?
I can see beverage in the cup, so there's nothing stopping it.
I had to you saw this is how there's no water came out of here. I'm like,
what?
Open. Okay, let's try this again.
All right.
Make sure I'm not crazy here, guys. Okay.
Right.
Lid, cup, water. Okay. Open. Check.
Let's see this. There it goes. Is it sliding on you?
No, it's just like an air pressure thing where no air. It's got it's sealed. So it's bubbling in the back here while the water is trying to come out of the front.
It covers the vent hole. Yeah.
This was just a mean trick.
That's great engineering.
It really was. It covers the vent hole. It does. And it's you. Oh, listen, it's almost like it's almost like it knows. It has a silicone adapter there as if it's almost intentionally plugging that little vent hole.
What kind of sense does that make?
I don't really know, but I don't like it. Don't like it at all.
No, not one bit.
So, how was I doing? Not great. How am I doing now? A little worse. It's okay. It's fine. It's all good.
Hey, it's just time for a wet mustache. Once in a while, that happens.
You guys are just going to be on stream with a thirsty water buffalo today, and that's okay because that happens.
Now, do you warn Jill when you have a moist mustache before a kiss?
Oh, I'll either go, and then she's like, don't care. And she goes in anyway. Or she's like, okay.
Yep.
Handle your business.
Yep. 100%. Same thing. I'm like, oh, hey, I got a moist mustache. And same thing. Be like, okay, I'll set this one out. Or she'll be like, don't care. Get over here.
Yeah. No, it's like once in a while, you're just so, we find ourselves so, just in a position of being so irresistible that we it doesn't matter if we have a wet mustache or not. So to some people. So.
All right, Nick, we already have 40 people in, 4 minutes in. So hello. We probably have some new people now, but also in the future on replay following a Commands Corner. We usually get some people that dabble and try to figure this little stream and Dr. Nick's community out. Mm-hmm. Elevator just conversation, and someone just looks at you and they seem like they're someone that you would vibe with, and they're like, tell me about yourself. What do you do for a career? What are some of your hobbies and interests? Just that elevator, 2 best friends meeting, and you're just catching them up on your life here because we got some of those people in the chat today.
Well, when that happens, and I'm like, holy crap, we're going to be going to do karate in the garage here in the next couple of weeks. You better know some stuff about me. Elevator pitch is complicated for me, right? I have to hit the stop button in the elevator. I have to okay, We're going up to the third floor. Okay, ring the bell.
Let's do it.
I am a distracted human is the best way that I like to put it.
Me
And
too.
one of my friends recently, last week, even just told me when I was showing him some macro photos that I was doing of something. He's like, the more I get to know you, the more I understand how your brain works, and the more terrifying it becomes. And I was like, David, that's the best compliment I've received in months. And it was, but no. So I, on top of being the founder and face and live animal test subject and co-owner operator of Dr. Nick's with my beautiful wife, Jill, who some of you have met. And if you're new here, you haven't met yet, and you might, no promises, but you might even get a chance to meet today. I got an extra microphone here, like just in case, ready to go today. So we might have a Jill sighting today.
Let's go.
But in addition to Dr. Nick's and being just a, husband, father, son, all of those things that we all are in life, I also run a cybersecurity consulting business where we focus on keeping large banks and healthcare organizations off the front pages of large newspapers.
Facts.
And we spawned a software company out of that not too long back called Interosec. And Interosec focuses on network telemetry visualization, which is kind of a specialty of mine. I've been doing this technology thing for like 26-ish years, I guess now. Network architect, security architect, and overall technologist and entrepreneur in that space, kind of by trade. And besides that, all of the resume, now that the CV is out of the way, the fun stuff, as you can see, I snowboard. I look really good in a white snowsuit.
Yeah.
I do a lot of photography. I like to hang out with my dog and my wife. I like to play in the wood shop. I do a lot of stuff on CNC machines. I'm an AutoCAD designer. I'm a CNC fabricator, photographer, musician, woodworker. I like to skateboard. I like to work on old cars. I like to restore vehicles. I love anything that has an engine and goes vroom. Motorcycles, street bikes, dirt bikes, classic cars, old cars, new cars, chop tops, pickup trucks. I love music. I listen to a lot of metal, listen to a lot of hip hop. We go to a ton of metal shows. I used to be a metal concert photographer. And I am, I guess, to sum it all up, am able to officiate your wedding because I am, after all, an ordained doctor of space and time. So if you're asking yourself, how do I get to all of these things? That's how. You just had to find a nice chasm in the time-space matrix and find yourself a nice groove to live inside of there where your hours have 36 hours instead of 24.
Yeah.
Pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, you just bend space and time.
Yeah, that sort of thing. But if you're new here and all of that was new information to you, welcome. Hopefully you find something here exciting and something that we talk about here interesting from time to time. And if you're not new here and you're back because you just came to see how things are going after you set our whole world on fire with the most amazing comments that anyone could have ever given us about anyone's business last night. Thank you for that. And thank you for coming back 2 days in a row to cheer us on and see what we're doing and support. But I mean, we'll get to the comments and stuff from last night. That's going to be I feel like that needed to be a stream today, like all on its own. But you were all there, right? So you know what happened. And we will talk about that. But holy crap, was that awesome.
Did you mention on all that stuff, you're also a U.S. national champion for a beard?
I did not mention that. And I guess maybe being as we're on a stream for a company that, makes beard products, we should probably mention that I am a national gold medal holding champion of a beard over 18 inches. At that moment, beard over 18 to 24. Now I'd have to re-enter, of course. I'm over 24, but that was the moment too, man. Whenever I see that video and I just see my hands slapping down the floor, literally, that's the only, I didn't that wasn't an active thought. I wasn't oh man, hallelujah, slap the floor. That was I don't even know what that was. Oh yeah, there's me in my natural habitat in the summer, bare feet, bare hands, angle grinding something. That was actually, I think that I was angle grinding a little heat shield off of Jill's brake mount there because Wranglers have these annoying little heat shields everywhere, even though they're just rust and fall apart. So when that happens, you just angle grind them bad boys off.
Interesting. And he loves tattoos.
I do love tattoos. I did not love that one.
Oh,
that tattoo. I love it now because I like the way it looks, but holy crap, was last day of vacation tattoo that wraps around the whole side of your foot and the ball of your ankle. Having to travel home the next day to the United States was a questionable decision.
yeah, that looks all the painful.
It was really bad. If you've never had a foot tattoo and you're considering one, holler at Chaboy because I don't recommend it.
Right. He might talk you out of it.
I might. Yeah.
So
hands suck, feet are worse.
Man. So that's Nick, you guys, and that is just scratching the surface of this complicated creature with a great heart and an amazing mind. So hopefully you stick around to get to know him even more. If you're not, please check out their Instagram page. Give them a follow over there. It's way more. I would say the minority. It's kind of like the stream, you guys. You'll see kind of the theme with Dr. Nick's. The minority of what they do or talk about is beard products or sales or pushing anything. It's more just whatever the heck they want to talk about, right? It's kind of like,
it's whatever you guys want to talk about and whatever we end up, just like you and I end up going, we have like an idea and then we go back and forth about it. And typically we have the same idea in our heads without knowing it. And that comes out in the wash, which is funny. But it's like, it's funny. Someone else mentioned it. He's like, he's like, I watched a couple other live streams and some of those guys don't even have beards. And he's talking about like other beard brands and stuff. I was like, yeah, I know. And he's like, it's funny though. He's like, I watch your stream and it's like, there's content about beards. He's like, but like you guys both have beards. So you're talking about things that like, people with beards are talking about and think is cool. He's like, you're not talking about like the things you have to use on your beard and so it's like, you almost assume everyone kind of already knows that and they're there because of that. Yeah. And I'm like, that's exactly what we go for.
It is. And it wasn't even anything that was like fully planned. It just kind of evolved into this and listening to you guys. And we have a special guest.
We have a special guest visitor.
We do. Now this, for anybody that is new here, tuning in from last night, this is one of the, it's the co-owner of Dr. Nick's. Now, I don't know if you just saw a kiss there. Is there a conflict of interest and
super huge conflict of interest, romance in the workplace? We are a walking, talking HR nightmare.
Yeah, that just happened, but they are married in case you guys did not know. So that does help out the HR department in kind of a great way. So please welcome Jill, who, if you don't know, is the master creator of the scents, of the beard butter, of the quality management of the products, the shipping department, which has multiple employees that see under Jill, and just an amazing human and one of my daughter's favorite people on planet Earth. So please welcome Jill, you guys. And also, she is now a full year older and just had her birthday 2 days ago. Hello, Jill.
I unmuted her. Now she could say hi.
Okay.
Hi,
hello, Jill. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Sorry I'm late. Just got out of an appointment, but I made it just in time to say hello and see everyone here.
You made it just in time for all the action. We were just saying hi to a bunch of people that we weren't sure whether or not had been to one of our streams before because they might have been coming in from last night. So we were saying what's up and we were getting to know everybody and of course saying hi to everybody who's here with us every week because they're awesome and they always love to get to see you.
Yep, so. I see Amber, Channing, I see Jake in here. I see everybody. Dynamite's in here.
And there was a good question for Channing, and that was, she said, inner upper arm, under armpit, worst tattoo pain of my life. Like, okay, so inner upper arm, under, so like, is that in the armpit?
Like up in here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that soft skin.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like right in here?
Yeah.
Oh. Ouch.
Oh, you mean?
But I know what she's talking about.
Sorry, Channing, I missed it. She said, sorry if you saw this last night, but you and I are B-Day buddies.
Birthday buddies.
Happy birthday.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Good birthday.
I'm going to be pitching you guys some topics and some stories here. first one is for Nick because he's got to be able to fill Jillings. I don't think she's even gotten a full take on this. Nick just came rushing, sweating, hysterically, and not really hysterically, but I want to make it more dramatic because he came from an appointment. Nick, what was that appointment and what was going on?
So just to give you guys an idea, an upgrade to this appointment would have been a place where you pay to get your fingertips slammed in a metal file drawer over and over again. Like I would have taken that place. Like metal file drawer fingertip breaking us would have been better than the appointment that I just had. I just brought our sweet little boy. Our sweet little boy. You know what your dog did at the vet?
Oh, it's my dog now.
Oh, you don't even know what your dog did at this vet.
I didn't even
He's
realize
looking at me like her dog.
that your birthday was 420. That's hilarious. It didn't even click for me.
420 kids. That's it.
All right, Nick, go.
Oh, this guy. And so, first of all, I will point out that he was peacefully sleeping under my desk before Jill got here. And now I don't know if she brought a toy in with her. Oh, she didn't bring anything in. She didn't even distract him. And now he's like, oh, now I'm not happy. Now I'm whining is what he's doing over there.
Aww.
But we went this weekend. We're going to talk all about what we did this weekend, rock hounding, all that good stuff. We got home yesterday and someone was watching our house with Sir. It's our buddy Wilson. You guys all know Chris Wilson. Helps out down in the shop a lot. You guys have all seen photos of his beautiful face. And he stays with Sir all the time, and Sir loves him. And we get home, and Sir had like a little bit of redness going on like in his left eye. And he's kind of doing one of these. Wilson said it wasn't really anything too noticeable, it wasn't anything too bad. And so he, when we went to bed last night, woke up this morning, all of a sudden now it's like goopy, and it's got more red stuff, and he's like rubbing his paw on it, getting all pissed. And he's a Frenchie. So with any kind of bulldog, any sort of flat-faced breed, they're super duper prone to coronary ulcers because they don't have a snout to like protect their face. So if they go to rub their face on something, it gets their eye real easy.
Interesting.
So that's like super common problem. And if it gets out of control, then it turns into like god awful nightmares for the poor dogs. And they're just, it's not good. So then they got to go to ophthalmologists, and that starts racking up commas pretty quick on the vet bills. So we went in, called this morning, got him a same day appointment. And I get him in there, and he's like cool as a cucumber. He's chilling. He's got his treats. He's just kind of hanging out. And we get in the exam room, and he's good. And then all of a sudden, he looks over, and the doctor that he was seeing today, this vet has 3 doctors. And the one that walked in is the same one that had Sir's appointment to get neutered. I don't think Sir has forgotten.
Let that sink in. This is a super important detail.
Yes.
The doctor that neutered him. Now, we don't need to go into detail. We're all adults here. You guys understand that assignment. The doctor that neutered him is the doctor he sees. And that was what, 2 years ago or?
Oh, that was 4 years.
4 years ago? Okay. Yeah. So long time. Sir's great. He's all happy, everything. He sees the guy that removed his manhood. Go.
And he looks over at this guy, and Sir like leans against me like real quick, like on the table while he's looking at him. I'm like, this is weird posture. and all of a sudden this guy, he's like, okay, well, Sir. And he sits down. He's like, well, let's get and Sir just immediately like right at him. And the guy's like, okay, all right. He's like, I think someone remembers the last appointment that we had together. And I was like, oh, what was that? And he's like, well, I'm the one that neutered him. And I was like, oh, good. You couldn't have sent your buddy in.
Right.
Like, dear goodness. Dogs have memories.
Yeah.
You remembered him.
I would too.
Yeah, he remembered you, bro. And so he's like, yeah, I think we're going to need to take a safeguard on this one. He's like, you think you got him? And I'm like, yeah, I have fingers just like you do, bro. And so we had to go into a full muzzle situation, which for flat-faced dogs is kind of like a Hannibal Lecter situation where you got like one of these kind of things going.
Yeah.
Well, that one didn't work. So we had to go to the nylon one. And the nylon one is basically just like a little nylon square with head straps behind it, like a Frenchie straight jacket. And we had to, and they make it blue, so it's not even as terrifying. But if like they made it orange or black, like this thing just wouldn't have been good. Yeah. And so I get him in. Of course, he looks over at me. Operation Human Shield. If I'm correct, I'm paying these people, right? But he looks over. He's like, "Here you go." Like, thanks, bro. Like, Operation put the parent out front,
Right.
And so there I was, got it on him. He's okay, and he looks at me like, he's like, "We're not getting past this." And so it was just through the mask. He was just convinced he was going to bite the hell out of this doctor. Like, he was head going all over the place. Like, I had to do around the chest, behind the head, fingers under the harness, like this sort of thing. So I could like hold him down on the table. And then of course, halfway through, he's like, "Oh, you mind getting me that other dropper bottle? The one that's over there?" No. It's out there. It's a sample. It was 2 of them sitting on the desk. You don't, hold on a second. And it's like, so all of a sudden I'm like, okay, anytime now. Like, this is great. Isometric hold. It's like a CrossFit class. Isometric hold for 45 seconds for see who can do it longer. It was bad.
And it
was real bad. So I left covered. So we walked out of there. He got his eye drops. He got his thing. He got the UV. He got the little thing. He's got a little test strip that goes in the eye. And then another drop goes in the eye. Then the room goes dark. Then the UV light comes out. Then we look for and then he's got a rinse with the saline so that he tries to get bit again a couple of times there. We take a break. We come back. Everyone grabs a Gatorade. We kind of take a minute. And then we finally like get the UV on. He's like, "Oh, well, we're getting it super early. The UV light didn't suck anything up." And I see 2 little dots, and one of them kind of maybe sucking up some dye. So he's like, "I want to see him back in a week." Drops 3 times a day, 2 different kinds, and see you in a week. And so I'm like, one more time around the gas pumps. Here we go.
Right.
So I left
Tuesday,
covered in sweat, couple of tears. No big deal. They were mostly mine.
Late morning. So
yeah, normal. And so I'm texting Dan. I'm like, I'm out. And then so I get Sir into the lobby. He's finally calmed down. And this German Shepherd, the size of you, comes out of here. Not you comes out of here. And he starts barking his head off at this golden retriever. And as those 2 are deciding like how they're going to rip each other apart vocally, I had to get Sir like out to the car, put him in the car. It's 12:20. And we got like 40 minutes till showtime here. And so I'm texting Dan. I'm like, "Oh, they're still getting their stuff together." So I get back in the lobby, go back in there, and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be like 10 or 15 minutes. We're just working on totals and getting your meds together." And I literally was like, "I'll see you guys this afternoon when I come back through town. Should be around 3-4 o'clock. See you then. Bye." And just like turn around, walk out, peace. But it was, that was an adventure. I ended up getting here, 12:50. So like 10 minutes or so before, you know,
jeez,
rolling on.
I love that you said, adventure there. So we got that established. Yes. Jill, you guys went on an adventure this weekend for your birthday. What the heck is this? And tell us all about it.
Oh my goodness, that is a Fox House treehouse. It is so cool. It is a treehouse designed by the people who own it and live on the property down the hill from there. It's just a sweet little treehouse with 3 beds in it. No TVs, no nothing, just a little record player, a little kitchen that's kind of like retro style kitchen. Yeah, a little loft if you have some littles with you or anyone else coming. It's just the most quiet, serene little place in the woods of that was in
Ponal.
What?
Ponal.
Ponal.
Pownal.
I'm not.
And that's in Maine. Okay.
Far up there.
It's a fox.
It's a fox. Yeah, it's so cool.
It does kind of have Minecraft vibes.
Dude, oh, it totally does. And you know what's crazy about it? So we're like laying inside. And if you go back to a picture of the interior, maybe, I don't know if I took a picture where you could see it or not. Yeah. So go back to that one. So you see like the metal hangers, right? Like the metal, like, so you always have those beam hangers inside any log structure, right? And they're usually like plus sign shaped or T shaped, right?
Yeah.
When you look at some of these, I wish I would have gotten a photo of it. And I think I have one somewhere. I'll send it to you. Like if you looked to your left a little bit from where you are, it's where like the cheek goes to like the jawbone of the fox up to like the eye socket and back to the ear.
Okay.
I'm not kidding you. When I say it has 8 slots for logs at different angles coming out of like this piece of metal.
Whoa.
And so because each beam has to fit into it to make the structure upright. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I bet these things are all fabricated. They're gorgeous. I'm like, I bet you this thing was a kit. Like, I bet you it gives you all the hardware, like the big beam hangers, and it tells you how long to put each beam in between each section of hanger. And that's what builds the structure, the skeletal structure of the Fox. And so I'm all excited to figure out like where this guy got this stuff from. And we walked down the driveway the morning we're leaving yesterday morning. And I see the guy whose name is also Nick. And yeah, Nick and Heidi are the people who own the place, and it's their house that's on their property. And I asked him, I was like, dude, so I got to ask, like, such a cool construction job. Like, where did you source all those beam hangers? And like, how'd you get those? Is it a kit? How'd you get it fabricated? He's like, oh, I fabbed them all up myself. And I was like, you did? Is that what you do for work? He's like, nah. And he's like, Google has this program called like, or there's like, you can use this 3D sketch program they have. And he's like, and you can draw like any shape you want, like sitting inside this little Google 3D sketch thing. He's like, so I just took a picture of a fox and then I kind of lined up all the geometric lines. And he's like, and then I made the whole thing the size I wanted. He's like, I just kind of worked out with that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
So like he basically then went into the corner of this 3D structure and then like figured out all the angles and then made those and built out plans and cut and fabbed and welded all of the connectors himself.
Unbelievable.
And he said it like, I don't know if you knew this, but there's like this little 3D program you can use on Google. He's like, and then I found this thing called SketchUp. It's like pretty cool. He's like, I learned how to do that on YouTube. And I'm like, dear God, dude. I'm like, that is incredibly impressive.
Wow. That
is so cool.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's like, and look, just like the framing here of the wood and everything, like to be able to see this is really cool.
It's so neat. And so it's like just a really cool place. And so right under where they're standing there, like the two squares that are under the ears, those are like where the two beds are upstairs in the loft. And so like you basically sleep in the fox ears if you're upstairs, like on the futons.
Interesting. And yeah, good question. Did you figure out how it's attached to the tree or?
So it's not.
It's not attached
just
to
around
the tree. Yeah,
Same
it's
for
around
ours.
the tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ours
So
was
this
the
one
same
had like
way.
a porch with trees growing through it, but like the
Yeah.
holes were cut where the tree was going through and it had movement back and forth. It wasn't rigid. This was all I-beams going down into the dirt.
Yeah.
So it's suspended in the trees, but it's 1000% supported by those steel
you
beams.
can see where the tree goes through the porch there. It's funny because when we first got there and we were putting our bags down, Nick walked like around to check out the whole place, and we were like
moving because like you feel like a little bit because there's no cross supports
no
between
cross
those I-beams, so there's flexion.
Yeah, I was like, I hope we don't get seasick in here, but it ended up like you get used to the movement of it all. But it was,
Yeah, you didn't notice it much.
You didn't notice it at all once you were in there, but it was. And all the details are so cool. Yeah. So the lights are like little acorns, and there's like little foxes over the door, and there's just like stuffies everywhere that have like foxes, and there's bowls that are shaped like.
Yeah, and you figure like each thing they wanted to do, like they wanted to make an acorn. So like they went somewhere and put together like with someone else that has a machine shop. There he is in his SketchUp program. That's the guts. And he basically used that to create all the angles and lengths and measurements and everything for the whole structure.
Wow. They got a really, really, man, this is your world, Nick, right?
Oh yeah. Well, he milled all the wood from trees they cut down on the property. So the whole tree house down to the cedar shingles got cut from cedar trees that got shingled by a guy up there who cuts trees into shingles.
Yeah. So above the door has like a little, their attention to detail is amazing.
It's incredible.
It's amazing. It's everywhere you turn. There's just
like, look at that above the door frame there. Like he made his door frames acorn shaped, upside down acorns, and then put fox faces in the crests.
And like the
That's
night lights
crazy.
have like little mushrooms coming out of the wall because
The wallpaper had deers and foxes coming, like animals in the forest. I mean, come on.
Small.
It's
That's
so
beautiful.
cool. Like it's just so cool.
And Jill, if you can get the mic closer.
Sorry.
It just sounds way better. That's so beautiful. And I'll actually put their Instagram in the chat if anybody wants to check it out, because they have videos and kind of documenting their whole process of how this all. Wow.
It was the most peaceful 2-night stay too. We had the best. Yeah, look at them go.
That's the shingles.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
if you pull that back up, not many people have ever seen that happen. Like that's actually like how they do like the if you're doing like a big post and beam style house, that's how they make shingles out of firewood. So they take they take basically cedar, they split it, and they end up cutting it with an automated arm like that right past the bandsaw.
So cool.
Those machines are the most terrifying machines in the
Right.
entire world.
Right.
Black and Decker.
That's
Finger
a
wrecker.
Black and Decker life wrecker right there.
A Black and Deader. Jeez Louise. Look
Yeah.
at that. So this is the
Mhm.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Surrounded by windows, and the sun rises right. So if you look out of that left window there on the left wall, yep, that one right there. The sun comes over the trees right there, and it's right over the ocean looking over Freeport, Maine. So it's Freeport's right through that window essentially.
Wow.
So
They just
beautiful.
straight up custom everything.
Yep.
Oh my
Check
gosh.
that.
Oh wow. And this is before it was all
All skinned.
Mhm.
Yeah.
wow. Even the bed and everything.
Even the bed they made it because they didn't want to have a box spring, so it's I had
He
to
has a
look because we were
beard?
looking. It's like aluminum.
You gotta tell him, hey, we'll trade a couple nights a year for your year of beard products.
Dude, I literally was gonna send him a note on the same thing. I left him with some art. We left him with some a framed photo. But is he a soccer fan? What was that on the right there?
Right here, running foxes? No.
Oh, okay. I was making sure. I saw something with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like I was like, is that rugby or fox? What is it? Don't tell me this guy's a soccer guy too. He's got a beard and he likes soccer and he likes
Right.
tree houses.
Great logo, by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way.
It's a great logo.
Great logo. Wow.
Couldn't-
So yeah, that's amazing. And then Jill was able to do something that she loves. What was this all about, Jill?
We went rock hounding and at Mount Micah's opening day. So Mount
Oh,
Micah, yeah, they opened up the mine, fresh powder, tilled everything. We got first dig.
Yep, and that's a
Wow.
piece of green tourmaline.
That's green tourmaline. Yep. So that's kind of what they're known for up there is their tourmaline, mostly blacks and like dark greens, but we found light pink, light blue, and light green.
And this is like natural there, or it's
That is natural.
planted?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all natural there. And they the crazy thing about it is oh man, the downside of fiddling with things while you're sitting here talking, once in a while you'll open a container filled with moisturizer that you brought with you on a travel thing,
Oh.
and you'll just stick your thumb right in it for no reason.
Yeah.
That's
Or
gross.
you'll wreck your pen where the rubber is because you just fidget with it.
Oh,
and
you'll
then-
just destroy it, which is
Yeah.
why again, but
No.
don't go shopping.
No,
Your
I'm
birthday
not.
is too close for you to go shopping for anything. I hope Sam has you on a spending freeze.
And I cannot buy something like that because I know I'll quickly become addicted, and that's too expensive of a hobby. That
Mhm.
that screams me.
Oh,
But
oh, dude.
I'm just
So
using
here's
this.
here's Jill. There she is. Like this hill, I think. Yeah, that captures the angle pretty good.
That does capture the angle pretty good. That's how we spent about 6 hours of our day.
Yeah,
Wow.
like if she moved that rock next to her left foot, it's rolling all the way down that hill and smashing into a quarry about like 15, 20 feet down behind her.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's just like it's crazy the amount of stuff that you get. Like there's like black tourmaline, just like boulders of it.
Wow.
Yeah, the black tourmaline up there. So if anyone's ever gotten like tourmalated quartz or just chunks of black tourmaline, it's so common up there. And like you walk by these huge boulders and there's just huge rods just coming out of it. It's so cool to see.
Yeah, it's really neat. And what they do on the side of the hill is they basically plant a bunch of explosive charges and they line them all up and then they blow it up. And you basically walk up to this hillside and it's just got these pits blown out of the hill with like big berms around them. And you can just go down inside the pit and just start digging for stuff. You can sift and look for small stuff. You can kind of swing for the fence like I was doing, looking for big chunks of stuff that had small stuff sticking out of it, So it's really cool though.
Yeah, we were talking to one of the guys that like kind of runs one of the programs up there, and he pointed out that one woman who found a piece last year that was like museum quality worthy, like pink tourmaline that's like worth thousands of dollars that she just found in the ground,
Yep.
just sitting there waiting to be found and discovered.
He said it was one of the bigger ones they found there. It was like tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff. He's like, I've been coming up here for 8 years. Every damn weekend when it's in season, she comes up here 3 times and finds a tens of thousands of dollar chunk of pink tourmaline.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
yeah, you're going blind to it.
Yeah, there's some beautiful ones. I'm learning about a lot of these through Jill because I kind of like this stuff too. And yeah, this was out of right where you were. That look at that tourmaline on the right side.
So that's
It's
considered
reverse watermelon.
That's like but that's like a watermelon. So that's rare to find those colors together.
Okay.
Is the pink and the green together.
Yeah, and some people find these things, man, and they're just like, there's some enormous that I found this really cool. I meant to bring it in with me today.
Yeah.
I found this really cool piece. They call it pocketed tourmaline, and so like that one in the upper left there, where it kind of shows the things growing out of the matrix.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it was, but it was like a lump of matrix with a whole bunch. Yeah, let me just turn the brightness on this up real quick so they can see. Hold on, let me get the.
Nick's like a truffle pig for crystals. You can find it's so cool too, because the Friday night before we left, we went down to Brant Rock in Marshfield, and we were finding Uperlite with our UV flashlights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they're UV reactive. Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Oh wait, nope, it's gonna be too bright. I'll text it to you. You can share it.
Yeah, please do.
Boom.
So that's awesome. So,
but it's like just super cool. And then so here's what I did that I was sneaky. So we went up to this rock. Remember when we were telling you guys we went up to the Rock and Gem show a couple weekends ago, and it was like up in New Hampshire, and we were up there, and I was planning what I was going to do. This was when did we go to the Rock and Gem show?
It was the previous weekend. It was yeah.
So it was in April.
Weekend prior.
Yeah, previous there. So I knew what I was going to be doing, obviously, this weekend, and I had some other surprises that were waiting for Jill at home while we were up there.
Sneaky.
Oh, super sneaky. But I had stuff. So we're away for the weekend, right? Which we'll talk about in a minute. How the hell did we both book trips away for the weekend
in a treehouse?
And we both booked Airbnbs, and we both booked tree houses on the same damn weekend. And like for once, we actually didn't tell each other what our weekend plans were because we were just busy and we were talking about it. You were planning, I was planning. We were both in our heads clearly because neither one of us talked about it.
Yep.
And then somehow I see this video as we're checking into our treehouse. I'm like,
where's Dan?
Dan and Sam staying in a damn treehouse right now?
Yep.
Like, anyway.
And then we text on Monday, which most people don't leave on Mondays. And Nick's like, no. You're driving home today, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, we didn't know this. And he's like, I'm like, yep. He's like, yep, me too. I figured you would be.
So ridiculous. But anyway, we're like, what was I saying? Oh, so I had other stuff waiting for Jill, but there's a problem, right? I booked us a trip away, and I got big things at the house that are too gigantic to travel with. Because what Jill's been wanting to do is to be able to find a rock, cut it open, and then shape it and polish it into something that could be used for a piece of jewelry, something that could sit there and look cool, something that could be used for no reason at all. But she wants to be able to cut those rocks open and see what the hell's in the inside of them.
Yeah.
So I bought her a tabletop rock saw that has a vise on it that you can literally slide rocks past and slice open whole gems and geodes, little rock cutter with a diamond blade. And then I got her this thing called a cabbing machine from High Tech Diamonds. That's a flat cabber from High Tech Diamond. And it's a shaper and polisher all in one for minerals and rocks. And I set it all up down in the basement. There you go. That's what I found sticking out of the dirt. Freaking so cool.
That's really cool.
It's so cool. So I ended up, I set it all up in the basement the night before we left. And then what I did, I planned this ahead of time. So at the rock show, I bought we all bought geodes and had them cut open there, right? It was fun. Jack got to see them get cut open. Jill got to pick one out, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, mine had faces in it. I think I sent you the photos.
Yeah, super cool. And then so I bought 2 geodes there without Jack or Jill noticing and brought them home without them being cut open. So I brought those geodes with me up to Maine. And so we were sitting there on Saturday night, almost birthday time. And I'm like, okay, early present time. And I gave her just a bag and it had 2 just rocks in it that were just geodes that weren't cut open. And I was like, oh man, why would you have 2 geodes that aren't cut open? And she's like,
what am I going to do with these?
Like, I don't know. Are we going to go somewhere and cut them open? And I was like, no. And so I showed her the photo and it's like all set up at the house down in the basement, ready to roll for when we got home. So that way she got to kind of plan ahead when she was out picking up rocks because she'll be able to cut them open at home now.
That's cool.
And then when we got home, of course, we were going back after the stream today to mess around and play with cutting open rocks.
So I hope this is the Uper light he's bringing up that you found on the beach.
It's a video.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it not playing?
It's not playing.
Okay. All right. I will.
Is that the Uper light, the glowing one?
Yeah, the Uper light's super cool.
Yeah, so while you're pulling
cool.
it up, yeah, I don't know if you guys know about this. So Uperlite is like this crazy stone that you can find on the beach in New England. Marshfield, Situate, Cohasset area is like full
Cape
of it.
Ann, well, down the Cape Coast and all that's super full of it.
So you go out to the beach with UV lights because the Uperlite in the rock is UV reactive. And so you go and walk on the beach at nighttime and you just shine a UV light around. And so we heard ahead of time that you needed to bring UV lights out to go hunting for Uperlite. So Dan, what do? I don't have strong UV lights, oddly enough. So I go online, find the best UV lights, and I find this company called UV Beast. And I was like, UV Beast, hell yeah. And they're like industrial research and chemical plant inspecting like UV lights that are like these giant torches.
Yeah, look at that. They literally flash like fire color.
It's red. And when
Those
you see
were found in Marshfield, Massachusetts, next to a place that's an Irish pub where people go and, pardon my French, just drink beer and pee all over those rocks. Like it's like I can't believe those just hide there in their beauty, like on
you
the
can't
beach
see them without a UV
without
light.
a UV light.
So of course I piss everybody off because I go on, I find the best UV lights you can get, and I'm researching wide spectrum versus like near field versus like wide band UV, and I'm like learning about these different things and how you can put on yellow glasses to only see the glowing stuff or whatever. And so I show up there at the beach and I'm just like standing there and I'm like, ooh, there's one. Ooh, there's another. Ooh, there's one. And I go and I'm like grabbing them and like we're leaving and people are like, did you find one? I'm like, one? I'm like, I found like 30 of them. and like I'm sitting there looking and like literally Jill at one point is like, Nick, turn off your damn flashlight. Let's take a break.
Flashlight.
Like,
Let someone else find one.
Now, this is not a gotcha, but do you guys know where the name comes from, Uperlite?
no.
So this is interesting. We are connected literally once again. So in Michigan, we have two peninsulas, the Lower Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula.
And they
If
call the
you are
people up there
someone-
Upers.
If you're someone in the Upper Peninsula, you're called a Uper. And these come from the shores of Lake Superior. Now, how the heck they got out there, I don't, glaciers, whatever it is, but it's some vast number. I probably can look it up, but like 95% of them are found on the shores of Lake Superior. But that's where they came from. The name Uperlite is because of northern Michigan.
No.
That's so funny. I want to come rock hounding in Michigan so bad. I want to go to Painted Rocks Beach and just.
When you talked about like cutting them in Michigan, our main one that we look for are Petoskey stones.
Okay.
And everybody has trucks and they have the little saws in the back of their truck and they cut them right at the beach and everybody watches. It's one of our favorite things we ever do.
That's so cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Now that I have a vehicle with AC outlets too, I wonder if we could run the saw off of the power from the Hummer if we need to get a generator.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Oh, absolutely. You can.
Well, it has a 12-volt system that's separate from the high voltage system. So, and the two of those are not tied together well.
Okay.
I like Angry Warrior's comment. That's like nerding out when he digs up. Yeah, those things. They're absolutely stunning. Yeah. Those are fossils though.
They are, yes. Yep. They are 100%. It used to be coral. So like in my tattoo hidden in here is the state of Michigan. And it's in the Petoskey stone pattern.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, they're beautiful. You get some olive oil on there and you shine them up and they look like a turtle shell and stuff. It's so cool.
Wow.
So cool.
That's such cool stuff.
I was just like, it's funny because like our buddy Wilson, he's a Labrador retriever of rocks for me. So when I get to work, he leaves them on the back porch. And I'm like, "Ooh, what'd you get for me?" And like he comes up from the Cape and leaves some stuff, and we all get to just like pick through them.
Oh yeah, so
that's really cool.
We just nerd out about rocks.
Yeah, so now she's got all kinds of nerdy stuff to do with rocks. So Jill got to have a whole weekend filled with rocks. She got to. We stayed in a treehouse. We drove around all over the place. We got stuck in the middle of a protest.
That was interesting.
We meant to
in
get
Maine. No.
Huh?
I said in Maine. No.
New Hampshire.
It was actually in Portsmouth, but yeah, go figure.
Same thing. Yeah.
I recorded this whole video and I was super nervous because I didn't want to get caught. I'll just be raw with you guys. And I'm like sitting there with my camera
And I'm like, baby, make sure you get this. This is like American history
it's
happening.
like,
We're
I
gonna
mean,
want this when we're
he's-
old someday.
He's egging them on. He's like, and I mean,
Get him.
thousands of
Girl,
people are in the center
orange
of
mess.
Portsmouth. And I'm just like, I'm trying to film, and all of a sudden I go to shut it off, and I hear boop boop, and I'm like, oh, I just started recording.
Oh.
She recorded none of it.
None of it.
None.
Oh, well.
Nope. But it was, dude, it was crazy. Like there was just about, and just for the sake of transcription, I won't even mention the content of the protest because everyone knows what it is.
Right.
And what I'm going to do is say that there was 3 different groups that were kind of all on the same side of their causes out in full force. But there was like, you know what it was? It was really it was weird because in Portsmouth, people are so people are nice. Like Portsmouth people are great. Like Portsmouth, New Hampshire is filled with wonderful people. Like there's some of the most friendly community you could go into. And it was almost as if you could see them like protesting for a cause, but feeling really bad about being inconvenient. Like you could almost see them like, yeah, okay.
Get out of his way. He's trying to pass.
I'm not gonna yell at you to honk. And one lady was like, honk your horn. And then this other lady was like, hey, dude, honk the horn in that cool car. Like she was trying to be nice while trying to get support. It was like, it was so funny because it's like you do this in LA, you're getting like red paint covered in my electric car, probably, even though it's a competitor of Elon Musk's at this point that's taking business away from him. They wouldn't discriminate, right?
Right.
So I'd probably get like, I don't know, paint covered all over it or something. But in Portsmouth, they're like, well, we're gonna, get our point across, but we don't want to be rude or inconvenient. And it was like, no, you guys are so peaceful.
As we pulled into the center too, it's funny. We're like, oh God, is this traffic up here? But no, they were all like on the curb.
Yeah, they weren't blocking traffic.
They weren't
like,
blocking traffic.
very
If someone
peaceful.
had to pass, they pushed the button and
Yeah.
then they passed across the street.
Channing, you
It was
must
a
have stepped out.
Peaceful protest.
We showed the video and everything. I'll show one more time of
Oh,
Jill's
yeah.
Uper light. This is what they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Is Channing from up there? Does she know about the ones up in Michigan? Where's
She
she
does.
from?
Yep. She
Okay,
just
you're
said,
from
"Look at the Uper
Michigan.
light." Yep.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, Channing, these things are crazy. We were just talking about like how they must have got over here from like glaciers. Now, what
Yeah.
makes me wonder though is like what think about that, right? Like from like a geological perspective, how does that work? So, and I guess the concentrations, I guess I'm wondering about. So if they're from Michigan and they get picked up and moved from all this glacier activity, how come over the whole East Coast where that whole glacier shelf went, right? There's like a concentration in Scituate of all
Right.
places. Like people are like, you go to Scituate to get Uperlite. Like, is that because like if you look at a map and you look at Lake Michigan, that it's a pretty straight shot to Scituate?
Maybe it's just a current thing. Yeah.
Or is it a current thing?
It has to be
like
something about the currents. Like
that place in California where shoes wash up, or that place in Australia where that just collects washing machines.
didn't you see Finding Nemo when they just like the turtle hops in there? He's like, let's go, bro.
True.
Like, that's the
Surfing.
Uperlite. That's how it gets there.
Could be.
All right. Shifting gears. This is crazy to say for our last 10 minutes. And again, guys, if you are new here, normally we're not this organized. Normally it's entirely random and just completely wherever it goes.
I love that you call this organized.
Right. I mean, comparatively it is. So
I showed up like 15 minutes late. We're not usually this organized.
if you guys are like, this is rigid, just tune in next week. We'll be free flowing more. But
That's right.
we last night on my live stream and your guys' company released Spring Botanicals Citrus Beard Oil. So Jill, take us through the journey of creating the scent back in a promotion that was going on, and then just your take on it. And then Nick, the final wrap up is going to be you just kind of reflecting on some of the comments from last night. So Jill, back to before it was actually a mystery oil. How did this come about? What has the journey been like? And then how would you describe it? They heard from me, but how would you describe it? And it's in beard 2 days in a row, by the way, guys. That's a huge freaking deal for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So last year I was running a bunch of just tests of trying to come up with new scents and trying to place them according to, all right, what people like according to seasonal scents and stuff. And I had so many things, so many ideas going on. It was getting so muddy in my brain. I had things that I liked that other people didn't like within the office. You know, some of our local testers that we use, like we have friends in here, Dennis. I don't know if Pat Johnson's in today, but he's another one that I've used before. Our neighbors and stuff, like some were just kind of hit or miss. And I kept coming back to this one. I really liked it. It was a very citrus forward one. Citrus is one that's very easy to play with, you know, picks up in the oils pretty quickly. You don't have to let it steep too long to figure out what it's going to do. A lot of the gentlemen in these chats were asking for things with floral notes. So I wanted to play with different ones that we hadn't had yet. So I was playing with jasmines. It was a little bit too feminine. So I found the magnolia a little bit sweeter, a little bit more mild.
Yeah.
So I brought that in, you know, I was messing around with this and we got into the idea of the mystery oils during a promotion that I was like, you know what, why don't we just have the people tell us what they like? And I created these fun little labels. And during, I think it was the month of April, if I'm not mistaken, for every bottle that you bought, we gave you a free mystery oil and just said, tell us what you think. And this one I tried to release close to my birthday. Within the alphabetical mystery oil release, which kind of lined up perfectly for this seasonal release this year to really release it for my birthday. And it was the letter J. It had a good turnaround. People really, really liked it. Some people wanted it in a full line.
Had awesome feedback.
Yeah, awesome feedback. When we came to the voting system, it was a top hitter. So we knew that it had to be in rotation this year, lined up perfectly for the season of spring. And yeah.
We have a cool picture somewhere where it's got the letters spelled out and it's got Jill.
It's got Jill.
Yeah, I think up there I am.
Where'd it go?
Up, down.
Down.
There it is.
There it is.
So that's actually where it was birthed from, was that J.
Yeah.
And on the side there, and if you guys remember, this was the mystery promotion, and it still is one of the most unique things I've seen in the beard industry and one of the coolest. And now 2 of them are mainline scents because of you guys and your feedback.
Hell yeah. It's like product engineering at its best.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And as so, promised, we have 2 more rolling out for the summer too.
Yep.
So
amazing.
Yep.
Absolutely
2 more on the way.
Amazing. Yeah, and it's so good. It's light, it's refreshing, it's just enough floral. It's in no way potpourri. It's in no way like a girly scent or anything like that. It's if you like 7, if you like IPA, if you like peppermint rosemary, it's that same kind of family. And Luke asks, is it EO like sage? Everything this company does is essential oils and 100% natural. 100% natural.
And to pick up on that magnolia, you're really going to have to warm it up in your hand. It's going to be, that's going to actually be the first note that's going to be dried out. It's going to be your top note. So it's going to be lifted out first. You're going to smell it when you put it in.
And when you heat brush it.
And when you heat brush it, you're going to smell that magnolia.
If you abrolite with this spring botanical citrus in here, oh boy. Like you sure, it cooks off some of those high notes pretty quick. But it's worth it because it makes your bathroom smell amazing. So good that Violet was asking you what the heck what beard oil you were using.
I couldn't wait to talk to you after that. Was the cutest message this morning. Oh my God.
Came in the bathroom. She's like,
so cute.
What smells so good? And then she came back after leaving. She was like, Dad, you didn't tell me what's in beard. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's
Dad, did you get a new beard oil? She's so cute.
It's so freaking cute.
Yeah. And the mint in this one, it is peppermint, but it's not going to be your like peppermint, rosemary peppermint. Right. It's a soft finish. It's there. It's gentle. It's a reminder. Hey, it's spring. I wanted it to kind of remind you of like waking up in the morning. It just rained last night. Your flowers have popped, like your garden's coming through. You know what I mean? Like that dewy spring morning. That's kind of that vibe I'm trying to get for you guys. Like that's got a nice, fresh citrus, feel to it.
Yeah. And Steven, if it sounds like you had an order and then there was a change to it, they will have emailed you an invoice. So check your email. There will be like a complete purchase button. I've had this happen with me before. There'll be like a complete purchase button. And when you do that, it will go through the process of the invoice. And so, yeah. Yes. Yep. Steven, I actually discussed this with Nick and Jill this morning because they're asking about it. Essentially, and if anybody's curious on situations, if you ever have an issue, like you forget to put the discount code in, just email Dr. Nix. They'll take care of it. And essentially, Steven, they went in and refunded your first order because it couldn't be changed afterwards with the code. And so they have a new order. You'll get the wash. You got the discount. You just got to do the invoice, which will be in your email. So reach out to them if you have any issues at all there. And then, Nick, for the final 3-4 minutes here, there was some really unique comments last night. I was even taken aback, and I've been doing this for almost 7 years now. Any kind of final, I don't even know which way you'll take, any final reflection or thoughts on that?
Dude, so I feel like they were going this direction. Here's what I feel like happened, and this isn't what happened, but this is how my brain kind of interpreted it.
Okay.
Is that I feel like it was starting to go this direction on your last Commands Corner, right?
Okay.
Like the feedback was getting I would say much more forceful in its delivery, which is appreciated. Don't think I'm trying to tone anything down here from anybody.
Right.
This is all compliments. What I would say this time is I got, it's almost the vibe where everyone was like, did you guys not listen last time I said this? Like, this is a big deal. Listen up. Only stuff I use. Changed my life. Wouldn't have a beard without it. Go and get it or shave. Like, it was literally like that. Like, it went past the recommendation phase last night into the very well common knowledge of, if you want the best stuff for your beard, obviously it's this. And if you're not buying it, you actually don't give a shit. Is the vibe that I got last night.
The sweetest and my favorite, most standout comment was, I only try other beard butters to remind myself of how much I love Dr. Nix butter. That
Dude, I
was like,
love that one.
I was like,
but you know what?
all my blood, sweat,
I
tears.
never heard that before. That
Dude,
was
me neither.
That was one. Yeah.
You were blown away, but I will say what got me the most, and it always does, but it got me re-fired up about a few things last night and going into today, is that I heard from people giving feedback that the reason I created this company in the first place is working. And that is people saying I wouldn't have a beard if I didn't find your products. And I don't know why there was such a concentration last night. Maybe it's because this is the time of year where people come out of the winter, and if their beard's not comfortable, they shave it.
Yeah.
Right? It's getting into spring, it's getting into summer. You're no longer a scarf. Like, get out of here if you're not going to earn your keep, right? And like, I feel like some people didn't shave their beards this spring because going into summer, they were comfortable, their skin was happy, they weren't rashy, they weren't getting beard if they weren't worried about getting their t-shirts covered in flakes when they're sitting there, outside. And so maybe that's why we got so much. But regardless of why we got those comments, I guess the important point for me, the big takeaway, is I started Dr. Nix because other beard products did not work for me, and I wouldn't, and I was gonna have to shave my beard. I had flakes, I had redness, I had bumps, I had irritation, I had hot spots, I had burning, I had spots that, like, when you touched the follicle back and forth, it hurt. Like, other products simply didn't work, and so I created Dr. Nix to solve that problem. And hearing that other people are solving that problem with stuff that we made for that very reason does kind of bring things full circle. Like, hearing that things smell great is great. Hearing that people like stuff and they have it in their rotation along with 5 other companies, we love hearing that. But the big one for me is, like, these are people who want to have facial hair, whose skin does not natively like having it. And our products make it possible to maintain a climate on their face that will actually facilitate the growth of what they want. And that's just helping people become who they want to be, helping people look like what they want to look like, and helping people be comfortable, which is exactly why I made this stuff in the first place. And if we could, like, capture that moment, like that message, that's what I want to get out there for Dr. Nix. Like, it truly is different. It's not just another option. For some people, it's the only option.
Yep. And Channing, you're spot on, you guys. If you love this company and you have all these great comments, please make sure you follow through with your reviews. After a certain amount of period, when you get the products, you'll get an email to review them. Be honest. Put whatever is your thoughts and feelings. There's a comment or two that was like, this product wasn't for me, but I love this, and this. Be honest. Be fair through it all. That's huge. And a couple of last comments before we wrap up. Bucky says he missed the stream last night, but he likes Dr. Nix balm. It really styles it right, and he digs the balm stick. And he said, hey, that's what she say that. And Nate,
I've always known I like that, Bucky.
Yeah. Company owner says they were real and well-deserved. You guys are paving an incredible path and setting an awesome example for the rest of the community and owners alike.
Dude, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
Moose
Thanks,
says,
Pete.
if you still want to shave your beard after getting out of the shower having used lemongrass ginger beard wash, then I don't trust you.
Damn right. Listen to the moose.
Oh man, I had one moose story, and then we'll leave on this because you guys got to go. I looked everywhere for a moose. I'm 36 years old. I've never seen a moose in person. And last night when I logged on, moose was the first comment I saw, and I wanted to be like, moose.
Done.
That's
Found,
so
oh,
cool.
good. Steven, you got it. You got
That's
the
so
email.
cool. And yeah, awesome, Steven. I'm glad that they were able to get you taken care of. And Nate says, since this isn't my stream, if you leave less than stellar review, perhaps give some feedback on how to improve. We care. Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
I love
All
that.
right.
Thank you very much for that, Nate.
Man, first off, Jill, thank you for joining us. I floated the idea last minute, but I thought there would be some new people in here who haven't got a chance to meet Jill, and that makes me sad. I want everybody to get to know Jill, and I think I'm the biggest Jill cheerleader in this community. And like literally, Jill's my point of reference. If anybody ever has a stupid derogatory term against like women in the beard industry, I'm like, yeah, go meet Jill. You can go feel dumb and talk to her on her knowledge of beards and beard care.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm glad, Jill, you're able to make it. Nick, I'm glad that it was chaos, that hopefully this soothed the mind and everything. And I'll hit it for you guys for the final send-off.
I mean, always. Thanks. I mean, I'll let you go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it, and thanks for all the birthday love. And I hope everyone had a good Easter and a safe weekend. And let us know what you think about the spring release. I'm excited to hear what you guys think.
Well,
Heck yeah.
as Dan and I have said, always join anytime. You really do bring up the curb appeal of the stream, just sort of in general. So, you know, people catch clips. It's much nicer to have one with you in
I was gonna say, I feel like if I sit in your seat, I'm like between two furs.
it.
Ooh, new stream name. Shout out to
but
Zach
guys,
Galifianakis.
if you're here every week and you showed up last night, and I mean, thank you so much for all the kind words. If you're new and you decided to join last night, or you decided to join today because of last night, like, welcome. And you know, like I say, we usually don't have much of a guiding light here on this, except for 1, 2, 3, go, and a spinning wheel full of fun content to talk about. So if you submit some topics, come talk about them. We love to have you. Thanks for coming. But as always, thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Next time we have Jill, there will be a pre-planned title, and it will be episode 47, Jill Between Two Beards.
I'll sit on that side.
Yeah,
I love it.
All right, bye, guys. Have